My.com. Obsidian Entertainment. License agreement. I will read this as fast as I can. Terms of service and a bunch of other stuff. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like the background image. It's one of the Russian main battle things. Don't know which one. I'm going to guess Team 90. Because of how much armor it has, additional armor it has. Which is, so that they'll do several things and more in licensing agreement. Oh yeah, it's a T90, yeah. Armored Warfare loading ... When I said it before we get in here, now there's two things that could happen. Either it's a complete wipe, or we get all our free experience and credits. We're gonna find out which one it is. And the big reveal? Nope, it's a full wipe. And anyway, so yeah, welcome to Google Walkthrough's gameplay video of Armored Warfare Open Beta Head Start. I'm Rich here, we're playing Armored Warfare Open Beta again. You look different, and you're not even loaded in yet. And here we're playing Armored Warfare again. But now we're doing the open beta head start. Yes, this is not the full open beta. The full open beta will come out October 8th, in which everyone can play it. However, you may be asking how I'm playing this, how am I playing the head start? Well, it's open to all founders, packs, users. I'm not quite sure if it's open for people that play the early access, alpha, and stress test, or is it just open up for founders packs? But you can always check and see if it works for you. Alright, but anyway, so, yeah, it's finally open beta. And I have an announcement to make. In the head start, I will be doing this every day. But when it gets into open beta, I think I'm going to lay back a bit and do, like, 1 or 2 videos a day. If that, I'll just do it whenever I have a new tank to show off. Or when I feel like playing, just like I did with, World of Warships, and World of Tanks, and World of Warplanes, I guess. Because, well, gaming season at the start, I guess you could call this is the first game of gaming season, but the first game of gaming season, for me anyway, is Sid Meier's, Beyond Earth Rising Tide, which is an expansion pack for Beyond Earth, and I'm going to play it because people like my Civilization Beyond Earth LP was pretty popular, as well as my Civilization Starships was pretty popular as well, or Beyond Their Starships, so I'll be doing that, and that's coming out the 9th, which is the day after this goes in open beta. So unfortunately, I won't be able to play this game as much as I used to. I mean, I can, it's just, the gaming season will make it more difficult to do that, and they change this, they give it weak points, like I think that's a weak point, that's bigger, that's taller, that's the same. But yeah, and then after that, in the 23rd or 20th, I guess the 23rd, that's when Assassin's Creed Syndicate comes out, and then the 27th is when Halo 5 comes out. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do this. I'm definitely going to slow down this, and I'm definitely going to slow this down to, whenever I do it, because it's going to be basically the same more or less. Oh, it's going to be basically the same more or less as early accesses and the stress test and the head start. So yeah. All right, but well, let's actually look at the game. Enough dreary down talk. Well, we got the main build activity hasn't changed a bit, been upgraded or de-upgraded because that has many weak points. Terminator, have you been changed? Just gonna look at the tanks first. A little bit, been more HDFI'd. Expeditionary tank. I'm gonna be more HDFI'd. And the LOS. Now, oh, by the way, since this is the head start, I'm going to be more tutorial-esque now. I'm going to basically say how things work now, as people that will be joining open beta might want to be asking, and this has been changed. So first things first, how did I get all these tanks already? Well, these are premium tanks, and these were given, and these four are for buying the 3rd Founders Pack. However, you can get this and the LOS you can just get this LOS by getting the second Founders Pack. Oh, by the way, that's how you get in the Head Start, is by having Founders Packs. But when Notebook comes out, you can just join another website, no big deal. So Founders Packs still have worth if you want to get gaming early, and if you want to get all the bonuses, because the Founders Packs, like $68 for 8,000 gold and premium. That's is it being serious? 1696 days and 33 and 23 hours of premium time. Yeah, I got that too in the God of War pack, or the Lord of War pack, as well as a commander, which we can check down here. Philip, here's his friend. Oh, I have to buy Victor, really? Yeah, here's his friend. He basically gives you more experience. Yes, or he gives you more of these reputations, which are, if you're used to Wolf things, are called pre-XP. Basically, their experience, which you can use on anything instead of just on the single vehicle. So yeah, you get them as well, and that's basically it. So now let's go over. Well, let's look at the M113. Oh my word, the team just got a lot. And this is the starter tank for Wolfie, which is more like the West European company. I mean, again, if you're from Wolf things, instead of having nations, they have companies. There is reasons behind this in the story, as well as there's reasons gameplay-wise, is because, well, if they want to add a new tank, and if it's Israeli, where they can't fill out an entire nation of Israeli tanks, because most of the tanks are American, then they could just plop it in either Wolfies or Shishkins, which are these guys right here, the dealers. You got Wolfie, which has all of these tanks, and for me clicking on all the histories and stuff, check out my previous episodes when I first got these packs, or when I first got these, or when I first got the over the vehicles. I might just make a separate episode going down every single one, because there's a lot now. As you can see, they're up to tier 8, even though it's still open beta, so, and here are the proposed tier 9s, they might change later. But as you can see, Wolfie has mostly American and German vehicles, with a spotting of Russian. You got BMPs, and you got the, what's also Russian? You're Russian? Yes, you're Russian, yes. And also, she has the American tanks and the German and Italian tanks, as well as, well, their premiums. And Shishkin, oh, and also Wolfie is more balanced, has more balanced vehicles, unlike Shishkin, which deals more with heavy armor and heavy guns. Which is why they have high caliber light armor, which are basically things that shotgun stuff. As well as they have the East European main buildings, or all Russian at this point, as well as heavily armored British and Italian tank. And then, oh, by the way, Wolfie's artilleries are basically, for the most part, fast-fire artilleries with autoloaders, and Shishkin's artillery are slow-firing, but probably deal more damage, I think. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite versed on the artilleries in this game all that well. And also, instead of being recon units, which is what Wolfie's armored fighting vehicles are, Shishkin's armored fighting vehicles, I'll get to that in a second, I accidentally clicked on that. Shishkin's armored fighting vehicles are basically damage dealers to other armored fighting vehicles, and maybe tank killers if they get a good spot. So yeah, those are the dealers, and also these are the premium vehicles for the dealers. I'm definitely going to do at the end of this section. I'll just go and look at all the histories, or actually at the end of this video maybe. We'll see. Alright, but also you got and this game that makes it different from Wolf tanks is you can have, well, A, you can have unlimited slots, and B, the only people you can switch from vehicle to vehicle are your commanders. These are your commanders. You got Philip, which is accuracy. You got and basically your generalist. He basically works in pretty much every vehicle pretty well. You got Sabrina, which is more sniping. Actually, no, let's switch. Actually, cancel that. Now we can go down here. Oh yeah, and also in Wolf things you can, in Modern Warfare you can, there's a tree similar to XCOM where you can go down the tree and select which abilities you want, which are mostly permanent, although you can retrain them if you really want to. I never have, but you can do it. And basically he has ammo, he has reload speed reduced, and you have ammo anytime reduced. in Armored Warfare, you have two types of abilities. You have abilities that are passive and work all the time, and you have abilities that work after you do or have something done to you. As you can see, when a nearby ally is damaged, you get your reload time is reduced. However, with Bullseye, the accuracy just improved overall. And as you can see here, that's a general one, that's a general one, that's a general one. And also here's Pack Tactics. And now going over to Sabrina. Sabrina basically focuses on stealth and view range. And ability to evade enemies or ability to just sit in a spot and just stay there while shooting enemies. As you can see, this increases your whole traverse speed, which is your turning rate. That is how fast your vehicle can turn like this and this, instead of being how fast your turret can turn. There's a difference. And you got Camo Factor, allowing this to hidden. And in Armored Warfare, when you shoot your gun when you're hiding, you actually get a debuff to your stealth. So if you're planning on hiding and spotting, don't ever fire a gun unless you really have to, or unless your team is distracting the enemy so they can't see you there. And also, the abilities are sometimes overlapping. Like, sometimes they're in different commanders. As you can see, fit in strings here as well. And then you got base capture rate in case you. Again, that's another Armored Fighting Vehicle Scout trait, which basically means if you get lucky, in Armored Warfare, Armored Warfare plays a bit differently with tanks when it comes to speed, because in Armored Warfare you have Armored Fighting Vehicles and fast main battle tanks. Basically early on you got fast Armored Fighting Vehicles, and later on main battle tanks are just fast generally, so you get into situations where one team steamroads the other, or just can get past your, or they just go past your units and go to your base. That's what this is good for. Or just basically having it in anything you want, just in case you have to cap the flag. That's also nice. And this guy, which I had no idea what, I know he's supposed to give you more experience, so I don't know anything else about him, but we're going to find out. I might just use this guy, because he's pretty good. Yeah, oh yeah, he's pretty good. Oh, wow. He's another active one. Here's a passive one. Yeah, this guy is all about this guy's all about your crew, it seems like. It's all about your crew. So if you favor your crew heavily, he's probably a good choice. But for this guy, actually, since I want to get out that as soon as possible, we're going with Maximilian Koenig from Italy. He's from Italy, really? Okay. And you got what used to be my favorite, Victor, over here. However, I can't. I have to buy him, don't I? But basically, Victor used to just have flat reload time and accuracy. Now most of his abilities are well, like this, where they're active instead of being passive. Not like you actually press a button and they work. It's just they work after doing an action. So yeah, that's Victor there. He used to be good, but he's still fine. He's still fine. If you like having active abilities. All right, but anyway, so yeah, going over more of this screen. We have your availability now. Unlike World of Tanks PC, where you have to manually set all of your things to go auto, like here. You don't have to do that in this game. They're automatically set to auto. So they're like World of Tanks Xbox. And then you also got your, I forgot about the crew. You got your crew, and then the crew cannot be transferred to any vehicle. They stay with that vehicle forever. And you lose that crew if you sell your vehicle, which you don't want to sell your vehicle in this game because you have infinite garage slots. Or at least I think you do. So I don't know whether there's like an open beta quite yet, since this is my first moments in open beta, but you do have infinite garage slots, so it doesn't matter. So don't sell your vehicles unless you really don't like that vehicle, and you just want it out of there because it's sticking up your garage. But anyway, so yeah, you actually can customize your crew as well, and the crew basically, the crew have their own abilities just like their commanders, and you gotta pick their abilities from here, when they level up, and you can have, then they have 2 levels of abilities, and that's it. Then the abilities are good. They range from more accuracy, more aim time, reload speed, ammo swap speed, and being faster over terrain, and being turning better and turning your turret better, and all sorts of stuff like that. And like I was going to say before I interrupt myself, you can change, you can customize your crew if you want. I never do, but you can if you really want to. Alright, and here's your, and if you click on this, or if you go to service, you can now, you can look at your crew, you can look at your commander and crew as well as look at your ammo. In this game, ammo is pretty important, because, well, especially for more trying vehicles. The main battle tanks AP work just fine for everything, more or less. But on more trying vehicles, they come with varying types of ammo. They come with AP, HE, heat, and that's it for the most part. Although, of course, there's ammos that range from that, but for the most part, it's basically that. And also, they got missiles as well. As you can see, the maybe I'll think something has armor piercing and heat. Yes, you see it's HE, AGM. Anyone have any? Oh, you have HE. Good. Yeah, and HE right there. Basically, why you want to use AP is if you're sure going to pin something. If you're sure that you're going to pin something, use AP. If you're not quite sure if you're going to pin something, use HE. If you like, the only reason to use heat is if you're out of AP rounds, but heat is basically the bridge between HE and AP. It does, you know, if a HE round would penetrate something, which it never does, but if it does penetrate something, it does tremendous amount of damage. However, a heat round will always, has a good chance of penetrating, as well as doing lots of damage, so, yeah. See, that does 400 something damage, it says 597. So, yeah. But these aren't, but as you can see, the penetration on this is 335. The penetration on this is 381. So it definitely can penetrate a whole lot better than the heat round can. But the heat round does more damage. So if you're sure you're going to penetrate something, but you don't have any HE on you, or you just don't want to use HE. I mean, HE is very difficult to penetrate stuff. But if you're for sure to penetrate something and you don't want to use, and you want to do a little bit more damage, and you know it's overkill to use AP rounds, use heat. So yeah, that's basically how heat, HE, and missiles are basically like heat. Missiles are heat except you aim them, basically. Basically, the missiles are wire guided, basically. You fire the missile, basically sit in one place for a little bit, wait for the missile to get all adjusted to being still, and then once you see an enemy, you point the missile to an enemy, it kind of locks on, and then you fire the missile, and you have to guide it. You basically keep your side where you want the missile to go on the enemy, and then it goes on the enemy, and he takes lots of damage, just like a heat round. But the missiles are, well, the missiles are like heat rounds, but they can be faster, they can be slower, and you can maneuver them, so you can shoot over cover if you're really good, which I have never been able to master the missiles in this game to do that, but you can do that. Alright, anyway, and also going back to service, you also can retrofit your vehicles, which is like equipment in World of Tanks. Basically, you unlock retrofits by doing certain by reaching half experience in a tank, which is right here, and getting renowned status. Renowned status is like elite in World of Tanks, except unlike elite, where elite requires you to research everything in the tank's little tree. Renowned status just wants you to get halfway, halfway to your new vehicles. So we can look here, I think, and now that is the perfect segue to upgrades. As you can see, here are your upgrades, and you get all these for being renowned. As you can get a new name, you get a new title for your profile up there. You can get extra monies if you need it. And also upgrades, you can upgrade your gun, you can upgrade your engine, you can upgrade random stuff. Right, these guys don't have upgrades because they're premiums. But yeah, basically, later on you can increase your armor, like the M60A3 gets reactive armor, making it into a, what was it called? What is it called? The M60A3 with, a newer one made by some countries which use ERA, which is explosive active armor, which is pretty good against heat and nothing else. Or pretty good against, is it HE or heat? I think it's heat. What is it called? But yeah, basically like that, and as well as the Russian main battle tanks get additional armor and stuff like that. And then down here you get stuff for your you get stuff that just general upgrades for just misc stuff, and here's basically the same. And then there's upgrades, and I mean, like I was saying, with renowned status, you can get retrofits. It has none. Oh, by the way, you can unlock retrofits lots later, and for my premiums, I already have lots. But yeah, as you can see, this is unlocked by the BMP1, BMP2, BMP3 in different levels. Which makes it unlike Wolf Tanks equipment, because in Wolf Tanks, you always have all the equipment, and they just get more expensive the more you go. However, in Armored Warfare, you get different levels by reaching renowned status in different vehicles. So yeah, and here's all of the upgrades. They each do their own thing, and maybe they do multiple things. I might as well look at armor real quick and then go back through these. So basically, pick whatever one fits your vehicle, because not all armor. You can't just put any. You can't just put any retrofit in any slot. No. There are different slots. There are slots for. There is a universal slot, which is what these are, where you can just put anything in there. There is firepower slots like this, there are armor slots, there are mobility slots, and there are technology slots. And each slot allows you to put in one of this. But you can put in whatever mark you want, or whatever mark you want. You can put in a Mark 1, 2, or 3, depending on what you have. If you only have a Mark 2, you can put in Mark 2. If you only have a Mark 1, you can only put in Mark 1. However, if you're cheap and you don't want to spend the extra money to put in a Mach 3 or a Mach 2, you can always just put in a Mark 1 or 2, depending on how much you want to use the vehicle, and depending on how much money you want to spend on it, I guess. Which is pretty interesting. Alright, and now there's also consumables, which are just like Wolf Tanks in every way imaginable, I guess. And like in Wolf Tanks, I never use these, but you can use these and they give you boosts. I mean, unlike Wolf Tanks, where basically they just heal your stuff and maybe give you a passive boost, these also get these are more varied, as you can see. And there's many more of them. And we're using it. The main Tank 70 is a tier 6, as you can see. They're pretty dirt cheap. Even for what will be considered premium versions if we were playing one of those tanks like you. Alright, but, yeah, is that it for right now? We did go over all the basics, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, we went over all the basics. Yeah, basically, yeah. Alright, now get to playing. Yeah, okay, let's do this. Oh, before we go, there are two modes. There's PvP, as I call them, PvP and PvE. Battle, PvP/battle is basically your just general tank game where it's like 12 versus 12, and you're fighting over a map. Where you're trying to protect your base while going up the enemy's base, or just killing everything, or going up the single base in the middle and trying to kill everything, or just trying to kill everything if you want to just kill everything, depending on how you play and depending if you're a team player or not. And there's also missions, which is interesting. Missions are your AI mode. So if you like to just play versus AI, you can do that. However, you can only do this cooperatively. There is no solo in this game, because this is a team-based game, or at least so the developers said. So you can, if you don't feel you're getting enough to play PvP, you can always play PvE. And basically, until like tier 6 or 7, PvE is pretty much as rewarding as PvP for the time you put into it. Later on, it's basically PvP is more recommended, but before that, PvE works well. Yeah, so PvP has a story to it. Yes, a tank game with an actual story. And if you're interested in the story, look in the description below. There's a link to their backstory page, which they had on their news a long time ago. I think in early access number 4. And you can look at that and then look over the backstory of Armored Warfare. And basically, the backstory is stuff happened. There was economic collapses. Rebels start spraying out everywhere, and basically the world's remaining superpowers that didn't explode decided to make a global organization, and they decided to basically hire mercenaries and allow people just to allow armor sneers and allow armor sneers to just take all the stuff, and the mercenaries fight that stuff, and yeah. And basically that's it. That's as fast as I could say it. And also, PvP is basically the... PvP is still in the story. The story is in PvP is you're rogue mercenaries fighting other rogue mercenaries because you can. And in PvP and in PvE, you'll work for the global organization, going against all the rebels and terrorists, and just doing various objectives. And the story is pretty cool if you read it, but yeah. Alright, but anyway, so we got 4 minutes left, so let's go ahead and play Tier 1. So you can see how this guy works. Actually, before we go, I might as well customize my guy. I want you. And do I have any titles? Not gonna be ensign. There you go. Might as well be an officer. Alright, let's do this. Alright, here we are in the battle queue. I am playing at 12:52 at night, so that's why there's low numbers. And as you can see, just a quick overview of the battle queue. You got your tiers here, and you got what tank types are in the game. As you can see, and oh, by the way, the tank type, there are different types of vehicles in Armored Warfare. So if you're playing Armored Warfare and you say everything's a tank, you also don't know what armor fighting vehicle is, or most tank stores. So it's not World of Tanks where you can't get away with calling everything a tank, even though some armor fighting vehicles and World of Tanks is not a tank, and same with artillery joining the match. But yeah, in Armored Warfare there's armor fighting vehicles which are recon and just lightly armored vehicles like this guy right here. Or basically, the armored fighting vehicles in this game are the general term for. Again, and whenever I go into a game like this, I like to say Lost Island Standard. And just read the title, so everyone knows what's going on. But anyway, so like I was saying, yeah, armored fighting vehicles in this game are basically are either recon vehicles, APCs, IFVs, or truly armored fighting vehicles, like a Humvee or something. A recon vehicle is like what's a good recon vehicle? I guess the VBL is a good recon vehicle. Then you got then you got APCs, like this guy right here. You got IFVs, like a BMP, and stuff like that. And you got just normal armored fighting vehicles, which aren't made in the game quite yet, but yeah, they are there.
Affirmative. Gunner, scan for target. Affirmative. Driver, move out.
Alright, let's do this. Alright, welcome into the match. As you can see, it's kind of similar to World of Tanks, but it's kind of changed a bit. As you can see in the top left, you have in the top left and the top right, you have your teams, which you can change what they look like by hitting this. As you can see, you can change what they look like by hitting that. Then in the top center, you got who's remaining on the teams and the score. Below that is your time. In the bottom left, you have your tank status or your vehicle status with your health in the bar and number status in the top left, and the big green bar is your health. To the right of that, to the right of the health bar, you have your active abilities. To your left, you have your crew. To your right of the tank vehicle, you have your modules, and to the center, you have your stealth meter. Basically, if it's white, that means you're stealthed. If it's white, that means you're stealth. If it doesn't have anything there at all, then you're not stealth. And we should be heading up here. And in the bottom left, you have your map. In the bottom center, you have your MOs. And yeah, it's basically the. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. In the top left, you have your frame rate and your ping. We're going to watch it closely in these videos because the game's not very well optimized even still, because I'm still getting a little. I mean, it's better than it was in the early access periods, but it's still not good. Oh yeah, and in Armored Warfare, the maps are very animated, as you can see. As in, there's a moving ship, there's a ship on fire, and there are planes and stuff like that, helicopters that drop you off and stuff like that. So yeah, and even one map where a C-130 gets shot down in this lake because he can. He's basically that guy that just wants to get killed over and over again, trying to get that one objective. Alright. Oh, hello. Yeah. PT-76, which is the light tank. I'm in the armored fighting vehicle. He has a bigger gun. Oh, I'm getting flanked too. Oh, that's not good. Oh, we lost that side. Alright, I'm in Warfare. How I'm doing this, by the way, is holding your mouse button. But that locks my turret, so I can either aim to a target. Oh, and that's time. So I can aim to a target. I'll lock to a target. I can lock onto a target and just move about and not worry about aiming. Or I can what I like to do is basically hold right mouse button, look around and stuff like that. Also, not actually, before we go, let's go to the garage. Oh, by the way, the post-game screen, if you hit escape, you can go to escape, and if you hit the right left mouse button, you can switch between vehicles. Alright. So, I hope this video is informative, because I'm not used to making informative videos all that much. But, yep, and now he's back, alright. And this is your stats screen. Here's your premium. This is your experience. This is your credits. These are your major contributions. And these tell you what you have done. This is your progress on dealers, which I'm going to discuss in a second. This is your personal vehicle progress. Your performance, what you have done, to the enemy teams, where you placed on your team. You didn't place all that well. Details, basically just general stuff that you might want to know. By the way, I forgot to mention the Object 155. I got this by playing the early access period. I forgot to mention that, yeah. These 4 are from Panda's Packs. This is from early access period. So, yeah. Alright. But, actually, that'll do it for this video, as we are out of time. I don't go on time too much. And I will be making I will be making 2 more videos of this tonight, so you'll see this when you see this. Alright. Oh, by the way, I will be getting these guys in a second. Actually, I should go over mentioning how you buy premium vehicles. How you buy premium vehicles is simple. You have gold up here. You can purchase gold by... You can purchase gold by doing that and going to the web page. You didn't used to do that. You used to pull up a window in the middle. But you can purchase gold by doing that, and you can do the same thing with premium time, and you can buy premium vehicles. This is how you buy a premium vehicle, is you do this. And bam, you got a premium vehicle. Same with you. And yes, I already know I like these, so I'm buying them anyway. I'm buying them as fast as possible. And, yeah. Well, there you go, that's how you buy premium vehicles. Don't worry about, the gold rate in this game is the gold rate in Armored Warfare, thanks to the developers, is very, very good. Unlike World of Tanks, where a Tier 8 tank will cost you like $50, a Tier 8 tank in this game, no matter if it's medium or heavy, will only cost you like $30, more or less. So it is they are much more, the pricing is much better than it is in World of Tanks, and I do thank them for that. So yeah, and remember, I paid like $65 US dollars, and got all 4 of these tanks, got 8,000 gold, got a commander, and got what? Like 100 days of, or like 97 days of premium time. That doesn't happen in World of Tanks. That doesn't happen in World of Warships. That doesn't happen in World of Planes. That doesn't happen in World of Tanks Xbox either, or Blitz. It's pretty damn amazing. They're nice people, Obsidian is. Alright, but anyway, so now we'll go over what to expect of this series, if you haven't watched the first 200-something videos. But I will be going down this tree. I'll be going down this tree the hardest, but I will be going down this tree. I will be getting that. I will be going down that tree. I'll be going down this tree and then going to the left. I'll be pushing out to go down this. I'll go down this at my own pace, not that I won't be rushing it. I will also get that. I will go down. I will play these tanks so I can get these tanks, which goes to another point. It's how you get these vehicles is you do stuff. Oh, they fixed that. How you get these vehicles is by doing what they want, either in missions or in either in PvP or PvE. Although PvE is more, PvE has higher numbers, but you buy more vehicles in PvP than you do, or PvE than you do in PvP. So yeah. However, you can always use global rotation together, which wasn't in the earlier periods. So yeah. So that's like the only reason I'm going to go down East European main battle tanks is to get fire support vehicles and high caliber light armor and technical artilleries. So I can get the M109, which I do like. I probably will get a Paladin eventually, just not anytime soon. I will go to the Sheridan. I go down here and get these guys later. I will be going down the Bradley tree once again if you've been watching this series. However, I probably won't go down that L too fast as I really don't like these vehicles. Although I got better with them as time went on, but I'm not that good with vehicles because I'm not good with scout vehicles because I can't scout. I just can't spot stuff. I can spot stuff just on the battlefield, just not in just not in the tank game for whatever reason. And then here are this, and here are these guys. And since we are out of time, we'll be able to do the looking at all the details, but yeah. Alright, but anyway, so yeah, that was for this video. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate you guys watching this video. It means a lot to me. Also, not to me to leave a comment. Tell me what you like to me if you have any suggestions to the series. If we go to the next or the episode I'll play. Modern Warfare, Open Beta, Head Start in general. Even if no tips, comments, review, will let you know. And if you have any questions about Modern Warfare, please be free to ask. I will answer them to the best of my ability. And I guess, see you in a second.